Today I want to talk to you about the question, is creativity dying? In film and cinema alone, we have remakes, reboots, and sequels coming out all the time. In 2014 alone, we've had Anchorman 2, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Captain America Winter Soldier, 22 Jump Street, How to Train Your Dragon 2, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, all come out, and we're only halfway through the year. We still have to have The Hobbit, Mockingjay, and Horrible Bosses 2 hit our theaters. We'll forget that there's another shit Step Up movie coming out for. Not to mention there are films such as I, Frankenstein, Maleficent, Noah, and Hercules that are linked to other works. But does that mean that creativity is dying? Because all of these remakes and reboots are coming up and we're not really creating anything new. Honestly, I don't think creativity is dying. It's something new, even if it's linked to something that we've seen before. But there are things that will help or destroy our creativity, such as where we are in the world or the people in our lives. I mean, every child comes into the world creative. And the atmosphere that we grow up in may or may not help how creative we are when we grow up. There are people in London, a place that I believe art and culture is flourishing, that are creating things every day. They're making extraordinary things, and that's not necessarily the case where I live, in Wisconsin. Let's take my life for an example. I grew up in Peoria, Illinois, a place that I think art is embraced. I went to a school that art and music were integrated into the curriculum, and we had art class and music class every day, if not every other day. And we had an annual musical that I started being in 4th grade, and it was just considered another extracurricular activity, just as scholastic ball and basketball and volleyball were considered an extracurricular activity. A lot of us that were in the plays branched out and were in community theater, and we had 3 different community theaters in my city. I spent my time growing up doing all sorts of creative things, whether it was writing a screenplay or script or whatever for one of my favorite TV shows, or drawing or painting or acting out a scene or making up a dance with my friends. And my parents encouraged it. And then I moved to Wisconsin when I was 15 and everything changed. I moved to a city that wasn't so much focused on the arts as it was hunting, farming, girls basketball, and academics. And don't get me wrong, academics are important. Like, you need to get good grades if you expect to get into university. But I ended up having to choose between art classes and academic classes, because if I took one too many art classes and I was short a history credit or a science credit, guess who wasn't graduating? Me. Since I was 15, it's been drilled into my head that I need to study, make good grades, get into university, get a good job, and become a contributing member of society. When I say go to university, I'm not saying go to university for film or TV or media studies or production or whatever, which is what I wanted to study. I mean, go to something that's reasonable, for something that is reasonable, and go for something that, and go for something that will make you money in the end, like anything in the health field. Yeah, we have art classes and we have music classes and we have that option, but it's all thrown to the wayside for things such as science, which is all fine and dandy, but it's hurting our creativity in the long run. You don't hear a Midwesterner like myself freaking out about what she's going to get on her ACT or SAT scores in the art or music section. We don't have to know what painting Van Gogh painted, or what painting Picasso painted, or what symphony Beethoven came up with. We have to know the Pythagorean theorem and math and science and English. We focus so much on standardized tests that our creativity is diminishing, and I hardly use my imagination anymore. And if we keep letting this happen, by the time I become an actual real adult, because yeah, I'm an adult, but I'm 21, so I'm a fake adult, I'm not going to have any creativity, and I'm not going to have any imagination. So is creativity dying? Not yet, but it's in a crisis. and we better bring it back to life, like now. Let's drive past my window every time I try to film this video with your loud car. Okay, you're parked. You're not allowed to leave your house for the rest of the night.